He has it in his back.
I mean, do you want to give him that? Because I have a devastating argument for Mr. Batman against his.
Well, I'd love to hear the amazing voice, but go ahead, Tom. Whatever.
If I had one word to describe it, I would just say devastating.
Okay.
It attacks the very fiber of his being.
Go ahead.
I miss one. Batman is the greatest detective ever. I miss two. The greatest detective ever would come to the right conclusion.
He did.
That's three.
Mr. Batman was an atheist.
In Batman number 53,
Sir,
Batman declares that he is an atheist. Conclusion does not exist.
But wait, it wasn't the character Batman that was an atheist. It was the actor, right? Oh, poor Tom. I just knocked down his arguments.
No. We're waiting for Mr. Batman to respond. No response, Mr. Batman?
No, I had to step away from my computer to get my good microphone for this phone dies. Sir, my response is you do realize that you are referring to a fictional character and pointing to him as the foundation of your reality. Do you even realize how stupid that is?
Well, which premise do you deny, Mr. Batman?
Yeah.
Sir,
surely you don't deny that Batman is the greatest detective ever, right?
Greatest detective ever. And you know what? He works with so-called gods on a daily basis. He rescues these so-called gods on a daily basis with no superpowers other than his intellect. Now, sir, he would have known that these so-called procreated gods are no such thing. They are simply unique beings with unique abilities.
Right, so that just supports the atheism part. Are you trying to make my argument stronger?
Are you trying to really be that stupid?
No substantive rebuttal? So you agree with premise one. Batman is the world's greatest detective. Do you think that, how about premise two, that the world's greatest detective would come to the proper conclusion? I heard that chair shift. That was an uncomfortable chair shift.
Oh, it's the Walmart order. Summers go.
Wow, you are really speechless. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh,
man.
now I figure out why it won't work. Darn it, won't go in the case. Sorry, I'm trying to get my microphone on, and I forgot to take the auto box off. Sir, I'm not speechless. I'm pointing out that you are eisegetically trying to read into this text what it does not say. And what it is saying, sir, all throughout the text is that Jesus is the Messiah, the way, the truth, and the life. And he's prophesied in the Old Testament, validated in the New. That would be Amos chapter 3, verse 7, where God says, Yahweh does nothing, absolutely no thing, without first informing his servants, the prophets. Now, show me in the prophets where God's word is changed, sir.
Yeah, we're kind of not doing the whole just like preach at me thing. Like, I gave you a whole argument. So far, you've agreed with premise one.
Argument, sir?
Premise one, Batman is the world's greatest detective. Premise two, the world's greatest detective.
I don't argue with people about fictitious characters. How do we know that I won the argument with you, sir?
What?
How would you know when I won the argument with you, sir.
And he just wasted it.
You show that there's a problem with it.
But
Really? So, how are you going to show that there's a problem with a fictitious character? Are you simply going to make up a fictitious story to back up your fictitious character? Do you see where I'm going with this, sir?
No, because you've already confirmed that Batman is the world's greatest detective. And if your real objection was that none of this applies because Batman's a fictitious character, you wouldn't affirm that he's the world's greatest detective.
Sir, being the world's greatest detective, he would ask himself questions such as, where do time, space, and matter come from? Since all time, space, and matter had a beginning in the distant past, where does time, space, and matter come from, and how do you know it? Oh, by the way, that's not the only question you're going to have to answer, because time, space, and matter does not work in a vacuum. So, time, space, and matter requires a lawgiver that is issuing and maintaining these timeless, spaceless, immaterial, all-powerful, all-knowing, living, loving, logical laws that never change over time. So number one, sir, here's your homework. Number one, what causes these metaphysical laws to exist? That's number one. Number two, what causes these laws never to change over time in a universe that is constantly changing over time? And number three, why are these laws going to be here tomorrow so you and I can have this lovely conversation?
Yeah, but I'm not the world's greatest detective. Batman is.
Can you answer the questions? Because you don't need to be the world's greatest detective.
No, because I'm not the world's greatest detective.
Have a nice day, sir. Have a nice day. No longer going to discourse with you, sir.
You know what, Batman? I'm standing up right now. I'm actually physically crotch chopping towards my, thrusting hip motions towards my microphone.
Yes, you hear that? Genitalia does not surprise me in the least. You playing with your genitalia, or lack thereof, is no surprise to me whatsoever, sir. You wouldn't answer the question because you know it would wreck your whole argument. But have a nice day anyway.
Which is argument about Batman?
You know what? No, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. No, because I'm getting a lot of heat in the back channel, in the DMs. I'm getting a lot of heat, right? For people saying, hey, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you crushed that man's worldview with his own hero. Like, what? You're a monster, Tom. You're a monster. Yeah, okay, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I did it, okay? I admit it. Okay? I did it, right? It was the only way I thought I could truly get through to Mr. Batman. Okay? And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, right? Sorry. But, look, when you're dealing with an individual
for something that never occurred, you are living in a fantasy land all your own. You have yet to answer a single flippin' question I pose to you. Once again, sir, let me try this. Again.
Look, to the people, they keep back to listening. When you are dealing with an interlocutor who has a literal vinyl cape in his wardrobe rotation, that you gotta play the game a little differently, people, okay?
Look at the evidence, seeing that all time, space, and matter had a beginning in time, and you know what he would have said? Oh my goodness, just like Einstein found out, everything had a beginning. Anything that has a beginning is known as an effect. Every effect must have an adequate cause.
Okay.
What, sir, would be the adequate cause? Time, space, matter.
I counter that. I put a link in the live chat, which is from Batman number 53, where Batman says, and I quote, I put aside believing in a deity.
You have no way of answering any of those questions.
Oh my, that's a revelation I didn't know.
New video coming.
This changes everything I know about Batman.
have any questions, sir?
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry I did that to you, but I don't know. Maybe you can make the switch to Marvel or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works for people like you.